try kissing the mirror every morning.
I do not do that.
You'd be shocked how that silly little act can make you giggle.
You kiss the mirror.
I kiss the mirror. I lean in and I go, hey, buddy.
Aww,
I love you.
Narcissism.
I kiss myself in the mirror.
Didn't Narcissus fall into the water because he was enamored with himself in the pond? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready for a first question? I'm glad you're doing this with me again. I mean, you don't have to, but now people are going to get used to having you, and then you're not going to be here all one time, and I'll have to do it by myself.
When? I got 9 months off.
Well, I guess that's true. Never mind. Did you like it last time?
I had a great time doing this.
You did?
I had a great time. I felt very comfortable doing this. I don't know.
You like having questions? They're like prompts for something to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, should we listen to our first question?
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Hi, LeeAnn. I am so glad that you're doing these kind of episodes because I feel like you have so much wisdom to give us all. But I guess my question or my situation is I am 38 years old and I've just come to a point in my life where I need quiet. I need peace. I need kind of solace and like a quiet mind. Like the world is just overwhelming, and I also deal with anxiety a lot, kind of like Bert. And I'm just wondering, do you have any advice for quieting the mind? And I know you don't deal with anxiety as much, but do you have self-care things that you do to keep yourself grounded? Just kind of advice on that. You know, do you have a weekly, monthly, daily thing that you do that just where you can take a deep breath and not feel so overwhelmed by life, by just everything? All right. Thank you. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate that you're doing this. Keep up the great work. Bye.
Aw.
It was very sweet of her. Contrary to popular belief, LeeAnn does not have a quiet mind.
I do not have a quiet mind.
LeeAnn lays in bed and goes, wait, did Isla check her college emails? Wait, has Isla, hold on, Georgia's got a flight? Oh my God. LeeAnn has a very busy mind.
I do have
It's not anxiety.
No.
But it's anxiety adjacent.
I think it's a type of anxiety. I don't have a generalized anxiety. I think you have a more generalized anxiety and some specific like flight anxiety. But when I was younger, when I was really young and went to therapy, my mom sent me to a therapist once. The therapist said she has quite a lot of anxiety. That's what she said. So I do. But anxious to me is like I have a lot to do, like a lot on my plate.
I would say LeeAnn's answer is get feet on the ground as early as you can.
In the grass?
You are get up out of bed and start moving.
Yes, I am that. I don't lay in bed. Okay, here's my advice for a quiet mind. This is the things that I do. I say the Lord's Prayer every night before I go to sleep, every single night. And I say the Lord's Prayer in that sometimes praying for specific things makes me anxious. So I just say the Lord's Prayer, and I think the Lord's Prayer encompasses all that you need.
And it should be noted, LeeAnn is not a religious person.
No, I'm not religious at all. But for whatever reason, that particular prayer I've been saying, I went to a Baptist church school for grade school, so I've been saying that prayer every day since I was in school. So I think that's really grounding. I have my Bible that I've talked about for a long time. If I'm ever feeling like I can't get a handle on what's going on, I pick that Bible up and just open it up to whatever page and read whatever's in that page. And for those of you who don't know what my Bible is, in 1996, November 3rd, 1996.
I was still in college. I was throwing one hell of a party for my birthday.
I started a type of a journal where I started collecting thoughts, poems, lyrics from songs, something someone said to me on the street, wisdom from parents, just information from anywhere, verses from the Bible, just anything that gave me kind of a barometer of who I wanted to be and what I thought kind of the laws of the universe were about integrity and about being a person of your word and not taking things personally. And, the 4 agreements are in there. So I just started writing in this one book, and I started calling it my Bible because it was kind of my personal barometer for who I believed my best self would be. So that book helps me a lot if I'm ever feeling not grounded. That's something you could do. Oh, you know what? I remember this. I was for a long time very much not grounded when I lived in New York City. And I had a book called The Quiet Mind. It's written by a Native American. I want to say his name's White Eagle. I'm not sure. But The Quiet Mind is another book. It's a little tiny book, like a pocket book. And I would hold it between my 2 hands, and I would ask the book to tell me what I needed to hear. And then I would open it to whatever page and read that page. And I would never judge it. I would never say like, oh, I don't need that, or even I don't get that. I would just take it in, almost not even processing it. I would just take the information in. I used that book for a long time. It's still in my nightstand. I love that book, The Quiet Mind.
I will say that what you said earlier, and I know this question isn't directed to me, but I do deal with a lot of anxiety.
Yes, you do.
I used to do, it's not the Lord's Prayer, but I used to say the prayer to St. Jude, because St. Jude's the patron saint of hopeless cases. And I would say that prayer anytime I started getting overwhelmed about things. And it's a very simple, I got the card. You can get the card online. They'll send you one. But I would read it to myself. I carried the card with me. I'm not the best with OCD. But I'll tell you the other thing that really, really, really helps me. 2 things. One is working out. Working out sheds all, I don't know what it does to me, but it gets rid of all the bad thoughts. And as much as I don't want to work out and I'm filled with bad thoughts, I get in there and I work out hard and I push myself to my limit. And that allows me to reset so that when I'm done working out, I feel very grounded. The second, and this is a bad example for me to say because you're going to laugh. Imagine if your brain is a dirty closet, and mine is. You don't have to clean the whole fucking closet. Just organize your socks. So sit down with a journal and just know that you're doing the little work to clean out that mess of a closet that is your head. And go, let's focus on one little thing. What do I notice that makes me happy? For me, it's making my daughter's breakfast. And so I go, okay, well, we know that makes me happy. So let's, and then you quantify those things in this journal. I call it a happiness journal. And then I'd go and I'd notice that like this morning I was having a little anxiety and what did I do?
You made bacon.
I made bacon for the girls so that when they woke up, they had bacon, and I knew that would make me feel good. Then, of course, our oven was broken and I couldn't make the bacon and I got frustrated. And then I just got on the treadmill and I pushed it hard, got in the sauna, jumped in the pool, came over to a bunch of podcasts. But that little bit of an activity, just getting physical, even if it's a walk outside and trying to get out of the blinders that is life sometimes and see the trees and realize that those trees were planted for you and you get to enjoy a beautiful tree that you can just enjoy, a sunset. That would be my advice.
That's great advice. I think that's all great. Exercise is great for quieting the mind. Another thing that I started practicing in my 20s that I think has become second nature is I try to talk to myself internally in my head, not necessarily in the words or the speech, but in the tone and the care I would use if I were talking to a 5-year-old, so that I'm not mean to myself or I'm not like degrading or punishing, that I'm kind and caring. So I had to kind of start really focusing on my thoughts in my 20s and how I thought them to myself, not even just as much. Because, of course, you make mistakes. You go, oh, that was stupid. But when you say, oh, that was stupid, the kind of tone in your own head behind it matters a lot. And if you talk to yourself really poorly, then it perpetuates poorness. What you focus on grows.
Man, I'm so good at talking shitty to myself.
I don't
like I'm
talk
better than
shitty
anyone.
to
No
myself.
one hates me as much as I do. I can fucking light myself up. I've done it where I've said the meanest things to myself and they came out so quick and I was like, whoa.
Where did that come
The
from?
fuck with that? Why couldn't I just be equally as nice? I also try kissing in the mirror every morning.
I do not do that.
You'd be
but
shocked how that silly little act can make you giggle.
you kiss the
So I kiss the mirror. I lean in. I go, "Hey, buddy,
Aw,
I love you." I'm
Narcissism.
gonna kiss myself in the mirror.
Didn't Narcissus fall into the water because he was enamored with himself in the pond?
Well, That's our advice for you.
Just saying, I hope that helps. And I hope you find a way to quiet your mind. There's nothing worse than a racing mind. It's exhausting.
It's fucking, it's
terrifying. Exhausting. You know what it does, if you look at it this way too, is taking up the space that could be used for creativity.
Or joy.
Or productivity or love. It's taking from you what you truly want. So anything you can do to get it to quiet, you'll start probably receiving more from the universe. Usually a loud, active mind in that way is telling the universe what's wrong or what's happening. And sometimes you just need to open up and ask the question, what is wrong and what is happening? Anyway.
I hope that helps.
I hope so too.
Hey, this is John. I just had a question. As your daughters are getting older, and I don't know if this is too personal, but I'm sure you guys have had conversations with them going to college, and especially with Bert's reputation. Do you ever have fear that students at college will try to get close to your daughters based off of your husband's fame or reputation? That, and have you, like, in conversations with your daughters, are they aware of this, and, you know, have they kind of prepped themselves for this? I try and think of this in my own life, anonymously, that some people might try to take advantage of my children based off of parent status. So I'm wondering how you guys deal with that. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Well, I have two things to say about that. I had a lot of conversations actually on one of my podcasts about my girls going to college that had nothing to do with their dad or fame or notoriety in any way, shape, or form. I think you have to have real frank conversations with your kids going to college about what ulterior motives people may have, about taking care of your drinks when you're out in public, about finding a friend you can trust. And when the friends say, hey, it's time for you to go home, you go home with them and not stay in a bad place. I had all those talks with my girls and not to scare them. And I had those conversations saying, this is not to scare you. This is to prepare you, right? To be prepared. So if I never had this conversation and someone did roofie a drink, that would be really irresponsible. So not to make anybody scared, just to make everybody really prepared. But as far as Bert's concerned, that's a really hard question. Did I have a conversation with them? I'm not sure. They were more having conversations with us. Wouldn't you say that was right?
Yeah, the girls kind of jumped on this early on.
Mm-hmm.
Very quickly, they realized they don't want to be friends with anyone that knows me.
Right.
Like if anyone ever said, so your dad's this, man, that was the kiss of death to their friendship with that person. They immediately, and to a fault, I would say, they did not give certain people opportunities to be in their lives because that person may know who I was, or may know who Joe Rogan was, or Tom Segura was, or my wife was, or Christine Baczynski was. And so the girls have put up walls to protect themselves. My biggest fear was my reputation would be an open invite for them to live recklessly.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly and positively, I think because I always have lived recklessly, that hasn't looked enticing to them.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they are the people who like to get blackout drunk because they had a dad who notoriously liked to drink a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like to smoke weed and like to live out loud and put it all on Instagram and I put everything out there. So the girls, oddly enough, always kind of look down their nose at that a little bit. I think.
A little bit.
I think they party.
Yeah, they do.
I know they party.
Well, yeah.
But from what are my experiences, and I've been very vocal, no pills, no powder. You can't take that back.
We have been very vocal.
We have been very, very vocal about that.
But I think a flip side of it is they're pretty pragmatic girls, and walking through an airport with Bert Kreischer is a pain in the ass. And I think that they don't really want that for their experience. So if Georgia Kreischer showed up at her college and was like, we're throwing down. I think she would be like, well, I'm creating the thing that I've freaking drives me crazy.
She, as a matter of fact, was the exact opposite.
Yes.
Because they had her name on her door and dudes saw it and they started knocking on her door, going, I want to party with the machine. And man, once again, that was the kiss of death. She never spoke to those boys.
No.
She talked to RAs about those boys.
Yep.
And kind of stinks. I mean, it's like anyone that likes me is pretty cool.
No, I think it's actually really powerful because they wanted their autonomy. And at that age, at like 18 years old, that's what you not should be doing, but that's healthy. It's healthy to want your autonomy and to be your own person and not be identified as one of your parents or your sibling. You know, I think that they were very healthy and they were very good at taking care of themselves where that was concerned. So I don't think we really had to have any conversations. We didn't initiate any conversations about it. They beat us. You're right. They beat us to the punch.
Yeah. It's like the preacher's kid's a porn star and the porn star's kid's a preacher.
Oh, a little bit. But I mean, our kids are not lily white.
No, they're not
They're
lily
just
white,
not,
but I think
they don't live out loud like you do.
They don't. They're very private.
They are.
They're very private.
And that's okay. And sometimes I wish they would share with the world how amazingly creative they are. And then I completely respect that they don't want to.
No.
You know, that's not what they want to do.
They're very funny. They both could do stand-up.
They're
And
so
they will
fucking
never
funny.
They will never do stand-up.
And they both are amazing visual artists. They both are musicians.
Georgia's an amazing writer.
Yes, Georgia's an
And,
amazing
like, it's
writer.
just- but-
Isla's actually an amazing writer too.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
But they'll never. I think they'll probably end up in pretty like interesting jobs, but it'll be very different from anything I do.
Yeah.
Or you do.
Yeah, totally. Although Georgia wants to sit in with my Think Partner meeting tomorrow. She wants to observe.
I hope that answered your question. I hope you're having luck with it. Look, there's currency in every parent. There were currencies in the parents I grew up around. Some dads were like cool, had cool jobs. My dad, in my opinion at the time, did not have a cool job. I look back now and go, it's pretty cool that he had a job.
Yeah.
But like, I remember dads with cool dad jobs, you know, and being like, oh, how badass. And I remember going to school and then one kid had like a famous dad. And I met him and I knew who his dad was. And you know, that shit permeates. Your dad doesn't have to be on TV or on Netflix for that shit to show up in your family.
Very true.
And I guess you just got to talk to your kids about it and go, listen, you know, there will be people coming up to you. But my daughters witnessed it firsthand, and they got it at a very young age. I started talking about them when they were in like fucking grade school.
Little, right? Hope that answered your question, John. When I started podcasting, an online store was the furthest thing from my mind. Now I'm selling shirts and hoodies, and it's so easy. All because I use Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. I don't even know Shopify's there. It's so easy. They are so easy to use. I set up my whole store and just let it go. It's the easiest, most user-friendly way to set up an e-commerce store. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/wife. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/wife now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/wife. Next.
Hi, LeeAnn. So my question has to do with purpose and finding your passion and if that can align with a job and work. So I am 27 years old. I've been listening to your podcast since my college days, and I was a middle school teacher for 4 years and have since moved to like a remote work position, and it's just really boring, not fulfilling. Teaching isn't for me, and I've just been thinking a lot about what else I want to do with my life. And I'm investigating my beliefs about if there is something out there for me. So I'm just curious what you think, how I would find that, or just, maybe if it's other places in life that I would find fulfillment. And is there something out there for everyone, or is it just certain people? And how do you figure out if you're one of those people or not?
That's a complicated question.
It's complicated, but I'm going to start by saying, first of all, you are one of those people that have a purpose in life. There is something out there that you could do that you will love. Your job is to find it. It's not easy for everyone. And it's funny for a person like me who found it at 25. I found it very simply. I didn't know how much I'd love stand-up, but I do think that you can have a beautiful life doing exactly what you want to do every single day. Your job is the hard part is to figure, listen, I'm sorry that I'm taking this over, but I wasn't always a successful comedian. I was just a comedian for a while. For a long while, I was just a comedian. And so I found my purpose, but I wasn't making any money at it. And I'll tell you, I never felt broke. I mean, I know we were, but I never felt broke. I never felt empty. I loved what I did. And so if your thing isn't financial and you don't need to be a bazillionaire, you can very easily, look, I find jobs I want to do on Instagram every fucking day. I want to dig huts in the Amazon. Like I see those guys dig out huts. I go, that would be cool. Build a house seems like that would be like fucking super fun. Sail around the world, work on a boat. There's so many cool jobs out there. Hey, soft pitch. They need lighthouse watchmen all around the world. And there are tons of vacant lighthouses. Like if there's so many cool things to do out there that I always go, well, it's crazy. I didn't even explore the work field. I just went out and found what I did love very early. But you definitely you absolutely owe it to yourself to find out what you love to do and to do that every single day. Because I will say, as a person that does it, every day is an absolute fucking joy.
I mean, that's great. I have a broader perspective on that. I did not find my purpose at a certain age like you did. So I probably align with her a little more than you do. I'll say this, purpose changes throughout life. Sometimes purpose is career driven. Sometimes purpose is personal driven. Sometimes it's health driven. Sometimes it's growth driven. It depends on the moment in your life. My experience in life is my 20s, my purpose was growth, was figuring out who I was and what was important to me. And I thought I should be doing all these things in my career. But now that I look back, the purpose of my entire 20s was to figure out who I was, what I wanted, and what life was about.
Well, that's interesting.
The purpose in my 30s was to put that into practice. So by my late 20s, I had figured out I wanted to be a writer, and I had written my Bible, and I had moved to LA, and I had started to make friends by my late 20s. So my whole 20s was figuring out who I was and what that looked like. In my 30s, my purpose was to put that to practice. So I started writing. I wrote tons of screenplays. I started dating in a very serious way. I found you. I got pregnant, had kids. Now my purpose shifted into being a teammate, a wife, a mom, inundating into a community so that my kids had the life that I thought, or really that we thought, was the best life to grow a human being and to make a balanced, purposeful, pleasant human being. My purpose in my 30s and my 40s was that. That was my main purpose. Mm-hmm. And then I had other purposes also. I kept with my spiritual part of my purpose, and I worked with you. So part of my purpose was helping you build what we have built together, over this time. But my main purpose was our kids and our family. And then about 4 years ago, I added the purpose of taking care of my body. So I started working out very regularly, and that became a really focus of my part of my purpose.
This is really cool. I'm almost excited for her to get to discover her purpose.
Yes.
You need to make a purpose chart. Like you need to make a like on your fridge, just write purpose and just put up little purposes that you can focus on. Like going like
You should make a purpose porpoise.
a purpose porpoise.
Yes, each little purpose is a porpoise. And then each little porpoise can like hop around on your board. With a purpose
and
porpoise.
get all little porpoises.
Yes.
And then this will be like relationships. And then
Yes.
I'm focusing on, and you can have a porpoise race.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean.
I love this.
But I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to have one answer.
And there's too much pressure in this world. It's like, look at the Huck Tua girl. It's like all of a sudden her purpose is now to be famous. Like it's a very confusing time for her. Unless that's what she's always wanted her whole life, it's not going to be the best journey for her. She won't enjoy it as much as it seems from the exterior that she will enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, like fame is fucking weird.
Fame is weird.
And you give it to someone who never really wanted it and then goes, I'll take it. And then now I got to do all the things to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fame is the thing that gets the money, not necessarily the talent is the thing that gets the money. That's going to be a very confusing journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to see, I'm rooting for that girl. I really am, because I feel I identify with her very clearly. I really identify with her.
Mm.
So I'm curious to see her journey.
Well, I think purpose, and the point is, purpose, I believe, changes throughout your life. I think it is actually a rare person who has one focus, and that is their main focus for their whole life. I think that is rare. I think what is more normal is for your focus to change. Like if you are super excited about being a school teacher and you're single and you have no kids, and all of a sudden you're married, now you have a different purpose, even within the context of your career. And then you have kids, and now you have another purpose, even in the context of your career. So, and one may go ahead of another one. And guess what? A hobby can be a purpose.
Here's the question.
If you want to be a rock climber, be a rock climber and go work in your day job so that you can be a rock climber.
Yeah.
You don't have to make $1 million at your purpose. You know, Georgia took an aptitude test when she was a senior in high school, and she came back. Her number one talent was small dexterity type jobs. So the counselor said, listen, if we were in the Industrial Revolution, you would be so happy because you'd just be doing repetitive motion in a factory all day. Unlikely you're going to do that now, but you crochet. That's what that will fulfill in you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, it's hard to make a living crocheting, but if you know that crocheting is part of your, quote, purpose and something that really fulfills you, then you can work other things as long as you align them to be helping you fulfill that purpose. I worked so many jobs when I was writing screenplays, and I would go to that job as much as I could, grateful and happy, because I knew that job waiting tables allowed me and afforded me the opportunity to work on what I thought was my purpose at that time. So
the goal is to have all your purpose porpoises swimming in the right direction.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Have your purpose porpoises all swimming in the right direction, whether it's health, relationship, occupational, recreational, all those things need to be swimming in the same direction.
And they all should be swimming toward growth. You should always be growing and always remain open to a new answer, right? I've told this story before, but my friend Brendan, who was a stand-up, who had been a stand-up for years, and then he pivoted and became like a financial planner, got married, and he was always happy as a stand-up. He was never an unhappy guy. He was always a happy guy. But at a certain point, that wasn't fulfilling him anymore, which is all that matters. So someone might say he gave up or he's a loser or he dropped out. But that's not my experience of what he did. My experience of what he did was he remained open. He stayed honest with himself. And he went, you know what? This isn't my purpose anymore. My purpose now is about family. And I can't fulfill that purpose and be on the road all the time. For that particular person, he remained open and was brave enough and honest enough with himself to pivot into a life where he is fantastically fulfilled and really happy. So does it matter? At the end of the day, isn't the purpose that you grow and that you're happy and that you, in turn, bring happiness to the world? So what difference does it make what you do? Or if you, quote, quit, or if you pivot or whatever? Just remain open and ask the question, what's my purpose today? Maybe
make sure that occupational porpoise is helping your other porpoises swim faster.
The occupational porpoise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he lost that purpose. That porpoise is in the back, the stand-up one, and
you never know.
He picked up a different porpoise.
He picked up a different purpose, but I would argue being a stand-up probably made him a very good financial advisor because he was probably very personable, very friendly, could make people laugh, could put people at ease, and that career, I would bet, fed his new career a lot.
Wouldn't it be great right now if she goes, actually, I want to work with porpoises?
That would be great. A porpoise purpose.
All right.
Porpoise.
I hope that helped.
I do too.
Hi, LeeAnn. I've recently started listening to this podcast and was really struck by your cool head and, as showcased particularly in your Q&A episode, brilliant advice. I've recently had quite a few friends talk to me about tricky situations they've been having, often with relationships, and I've given them advice I think is really good and important, which they have completely ignored. My question is, what is the best way to deal with that and or prevent it? Thank you so much.
Prevent giving advice that's completely ignored?
Yeah. What he's dealt with some people where he's given them some great advice and they haven't taken it, and then in a weird way he's like, well, then what the fuck are you asking for? I think that's what he's saying.
I think so
how do you deal
too.
with that?
I think that is also complicated. I'll say this: a gift is a gift. So if you give someone the gift of advice, it's none of your business what they do with it. You can't be attached to whether or not they use it.
Yeah.
You can be attached to how many times you repeat yourself. That's an inconvenience for you. But giving someone advice they don't take is really none of your business. So in my opinion, I think you ready for my little broken brain? Yes.
I'd flip it backwards and look at the mistakes they're making as lessons in your life of mistakes you don't want to make and say, maybe they're giving me the advice.
I do that also, actually.
I do that a lot.
You learn from others.
I learn from other people's mistakes where a guy goes, I don't know, man. This girl's cheated on me, but I love her and I want to go back with her. And you say, hey, man, it's a bad relationship. It's a bad relationship. And then he goes back to her and maybe they even seem happy. But what you need to know is that you watched that happen. And now you know, I need to know that for me. When this happens to me, I need to know that was the advice I was giving him. Now, he may seem happy, but I knew my advice at that moment was clean, clear, and had intention. And so I think the lesson really is for you to grow wiser. You should write a book. It's a very interesting thing he said. You should write a book, sir, called Advice My Friends Won't Take.
That's a great book.
And write a book about, maybe it's just a short one, and maybe it's just online, maybe it's a blog, but advice my friends won't take. And then break it down, get really deep into the advice these people won't take and what you see their problems in that, and then break it down and analyze it within your life. But I would always, anytime I give people advice, the first thing I think is shut the fuck up, Bert. I do not deserve to give anyone advice. People ask me advice all the time about comedy. And the truth is, I got to say this, and I know you're not going to want to hear this. I don't fucking listen to anybody. I don't listen. I always ask advice from people. And people give me advice, and I never listen to a soul. When I started the drive-in movie theater tour, I remember asking Tom, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea? And he goes, don't do it. Do not do it. And I went, cool. And he goes, are you going to do it? And I said, yeah, I'm absolutely going to do it. I sometimes people want to hear advice because sometimes people ask advice because they want you to say the thing they want to hear.
And sometimes they want to do the opposite. But I think the thing is, The question you have to ask yourself is, if it's bothering you that people aren't taking your advice, why? Why is it bothering you? Like, if people come to you for wisdom, that's a compliment. So if they're not taking it, why are you attached to them taking it or not?
What's the same thing if someone goes, hey, can you make me breakfast? And you make them breakfast and they don't eat it. You're like, well, what the fuck did I make you breakfast for?
I don't think that's exactly the same.
It's like if someone said, let's turn on the hot tub tonight and have a drink. And then I made a drink and the hot tub was on. And they go, I don't feel like getting my hair wet.
I don't know if that's exactly
I'm not
right.
good at these analogies right now.
But anyway, another thing I would say is that came to mind while we were talking about this is, you can either be a child, an adult, or a parent in every relationship. So you have to ask yourself, when you're giving them advice, what kind of advice are you giving them? Are you giving them advice as a child or as if they are a child? Are you giving advice as a parent or as if they're a parent? Or are you giving advice as an adult to an adult? Because if you give advice as an adult to an adult, it's clean, right? Super easy. But if you give advice as an adult to a parent or a child, they can never hear what you're saying. So it might be an indicator that you don't need to give them advice anymore, or maybe they're not the right fit for you as a friend entirely, or you
maybe
just don't need to take it personally.
Maybe it's a great opportunity for you to, next time they ask for advice, go, I would love to give you advice, but you never take my advice. So I just want to watch you fail.
Well, you shouldn't say that, but you could say, I feel like we've talked about this before, because he said, I give advice over and over again. They never take it. I feel like we've talked about this before, so I'm not sure what else I can say.
Yeah.
Something as simple as that. Say, I'm here for you, man, but I'm not here to go round and round in circles. So, what do you really need? Is there something you don't?
What I need
saying?
is listeners with that beautiful accent listening to my show.
Right.
How come I heard his
not?
smart accent? I was like, of course he listens to LeeAnn. There's no way he's listening to me.
I hope that
helped, buddy.
Me too.
That was a really thoughtful question.
It was.
Next.
Hi, LeeAnn. My name is Carolina, and I guess hi, Bert, maybe, if he's
Thank you.
there.
Finally.
So I would like to ask, you guys have been married for a long time, and it's very admirable. I would like to ask if y'all have ever discussed the possibility of swingers or threesomes or that sort of shebang. Asking because I am married, and we've been married for almost 10 years now. We're not quite there yet, but I do wonder if that's a safe possibility a couple years from now. And what advice you have to offer if it is or is not, or, if y'all have discussed it. It seems like nowadays it's more and more common to try and make a marriage work. And I guess my concern is it affecting the relationship negatively more than positively. So, yeah. Thank you again for all you do. We love you guys. Sending love.
LeeAnn.
No, we have never discussed swinging or having a threesome. We've never discussed it.
We've discussed. We've been approached by it.
We've been approached.
But
we've never discussed.
We've been approached.
We were approached, and it was a no.
Yeah, we were still young.
And we were maybe pregnant.
Yeah,
and it was a little creepy.
It was a little weird. It was a little intense. Here's the deal. I can speak for me and LeeAnn on why we will probably never welcome that into our relationship. And that is mostly, if not entirely, me, because I am I would be a very jealous person, and it would break me. It would break the way I have weird things with intimacy. I trust very few people. I don't want to share that part of my body with that part of my life with a lot of people. It's the reason I've been monogamous, and it's the reason I'll continue to be monogamous because of that. So for me, that wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work for me.
I don't think it would work for LeeAnn and I are kind of a little old school, and I know that sounds, as you say, I know a lot of people are welcoming them into their lives. I do know that. I see that, and I understand that, and I don't have any view, negative or positive, for it. If that is for you, let it be for you. And
Totally. I totally agree.
Know who your partner is. Know who your partner is, and know why they're wanting it, and know why they're saying it. And because I mean, I can't imagine. I really honestly can't. I can't imagine that it would work with me and LeeAnn.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think in sex, as when most things in a working relationship, a relationship is working well, the number one thing is communication. Honest communication. Yeah. And honest communication starts with honest communication with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, you can't possibly be honest with your partner. So if you are bored in your relationship or if you're looking to spice things up, the first thing I would do is ask myself, why? Is something amiss? Is something amiss with me? Is something amiss with my partner? I would get real clean with myself first. And then I'd hope that my partner would be clean with themselves also, so that if this is something you really thought you both wanted, that you both didn't want something, negative or unhealthy out of it. You wanted something positive and adventure and fun.
What a fun way to get to know a new person.
Right?
Is to bring them home and fuck them. That would be so fun.
Right?
If we met someone and we're like, we really like that person. Here's the thing. I have to say this.
But if you're honest with each other.
Yeah, you got to be honest with but here's the deal. Your opinions can also change. They can vary. I'm gonna share this, and you can decide whether or not you want to take this out. But like, there was a very long period in my relationship with my wife that never in 1 million years, as much as we'd invite another person into the bedroom, would we ever walk into a sex store together and look for a toy.
No.
And it happened.
Yeah.
And it happened, and it was fun, and it was wild. And there was a period of time in my life, I have to say this, that I looked down my nose at people that I was like, what's broken in their relationship that they need to invite gameplay into the bedroom? Why can't they just have meat and potato sex? Because that's what me and you had, was very traditional sex. And then for whatever reason, when we started dating again, one night, LeeAnn said it, and it caught me off guard, and I didn't know how to answer, and I was uncomfortable by the question, and I didn't know if I was comfortable, because I was someone, I didn't mind going to a sex store and going and getting like something for myself, or when Tom and I did that thing, we went into one. I'd been in sex stores, but to go in with LeeAnn was like, I felt gross. I felt dirty. And then we did it, and we giggled and had so much fucking fun.
Had so much fun.
And we had, and in the most comical way, and I have to say this, and even in like the application of said products purchased, it was fucking hysterical.
It was hysterical.
As hysterical as it was sexy.
Yeah.
But that is my relationship with my wife.
And it was fun.
So if you do think you could invite someone into the bedroom and that's something you guys could do, and you would have fun with it, and it would make you both giggle, and it wouldn't affect your relationship in a negative way, then by all means fucking do it. I would never say never on anything.
No.
Because I would never in a million years think that LeeAnn and I would have done that. And we did, and we giggled and had so much fun. And out of all the things we've done in our relationship, and we've done a lot of wild things, like fun, crazy things, vacations and whatnot, that one trip to that one store was so fun.
It was really fun. We should have
really
picked
fun.
A better store. The store was a little dicey.
The store was really dicey, and people were soliciting prostitution out front.
It was a little dicey.
It was a little dicey.
It was not in a great part of town. It was a knee jerk.
We were on vacation too. It was an impulse move.
It was impulse. But you bring up a great point. No now isn't no forever, but it's that honest conversation with yourself and then with your partner about sex in any capacity. If I think that's the key.
Be open to where life may take you.
Yeah.
Life may take you there, and then at a certain place, like, you may find out you're gay.
Your purpose porpoise may change entirely.
And then you may go, hey, listen, this is still my best friend. We got kids together, but I want to live a different life.
Right.
And which is all, like, I have so many friends that are divorced, and they work great with their partner. They just weren't going to let life take you where it's going to take you. But the short answer is, unless you find us very attractive,
Shut up.
We would really let you down in bed. Me mostly. I think you'd be impressed with LeeAnn.
I don't know. Next question.
Hi, LeeAnn. My name's Caroline, and I went to see Bert Kreischer a while ago, and he talked a lot about his family, and I got really into your podcast and absolutely fell in love with you and the whole family. I think you're such an inspiration, and I didn't expect to fall so in love with Bert Kreischer's wife and learn so much from her. So thank you so much for that. I have a kind of a simple question, but it always interests me about celebrities and just people in general. If you could do anything for the entire day, had all the free time in the world to do whatever, what would your ideal day look like? Thank you so much. Bye.
What would my ideal day look like if I could do anything in the world? That's a hard question. The first thing that came to my mind was really simple. It was go to the beach with my family. Just go sit on the beach with my family.
We're the wrong.
I mean, the thing that I love to do is when we were in the tour bus playing Rummy Cube at night on a folding table. I'm so boring. It's really, to me, about who I spend time with more than where we are or what we do. For me, I'd much rather be with the four of us doing almost anything. That's such a boring answer. I wish I had a better answer. What's your answer, Bert? If you could spend a whole day doing anything you wanted, what would it be?
Well, the majority of the day, it would be outdoors with the girls. It would be going on a hike or spending the day in the ocean, being on a boat. We did it the other day. We went out on a boat with the girls and went out to Egmont Key in Florida, and we just spent the day on the boat, and we had so much fun with my parents there, my girls making fun of my parents, my girls making fun of us. You know, we are a weird kind of fun little, bully is the wrong word, but ball-busting bully, inside joke family. And my perfect day would be, I'll walk you through what a beautiful day would be. I wake up, the girls had friends over, and they all want me to make them breakfast sandwiches. I make everyone breakfast sandwiches. I go to the gym, I work out, and LeeAnn and everyone's in the pool. We all jump in the pool, and we swim, and the dogs are barking at us. And then we get up, and we all go out and go to lunch, and then go for a hike after lunch. And then we come home, and LeeAnn says, "Ooh, the sun's setting, specialty cocktail." And we make a specialty cocktail late, though, at sunset, not too early. And then the girls pull us aside and they go, "You guys want to go up and watch a movie?" And we all sit and watch a movie.
That's a good one.
It's a good day.
Okay, I have a good day too.
Okay.
My day would be at the lake house.
Oh,
my dad's lake house.
Oh, that's a great day. And we start at Walmart.
No, the day doesn't start at Walmart. We've already been to Walmart.
Okay.
Walmart's your favorite part.
Walmart's my favorite day.
Walmart's a lot.
I want to fix mine.
Walmart's a lot. I think we would get up and my Aunt Carol would be making breakfast, and breakfast would be gravy and biscuits and eggs and bacon. And we would eat breakfast, and then we'd all put our bathing suits on, and we'd all jump in the lake, and we'd fish a little bit, and we'd lay on the dock a little bit, and we'd take a boat ride. Jet skis. Yes.
Wakeboard.
Yes, we'd wakeboard. And we'd go up, and we'd make sandwiches and have lunch, just simple sandwiches. And then we go back in the lake.
Ooh, I got a new favorite day.
Take a nap in the hammock. I'm not done with my day.
Okay.
Take a nap in the hammock. Get back in the lake. Boat, paddleboard, jet ski, fish, the whole thing again.
Sunset, cold beer.
Sunset, cold beer.
Cigar.
Make dinner. Sit out at the fire pit, telling stories all night. Come back in, play a couple board games.
Ooh.
Go to bed.
Okay.
That's my perfect day. With my kids.
My perfect day is going to be with my kids. But snow skiing would be really cool. Those are always really cool days because at the end, the girls go, "Do you want to go to dinner?" And they go, "Can we just make pizzas here and watch some trashy show on Netflix?"
Yes, that's such a great time.
And we watch some reality show, and you just sit, and they'll hit pause, and they comment. Yeah, we're lame. We just want to hang out with our kids. I'm sorry. No Coke, hookers. We want a guy in a hula skirt.
Trapeze.
Yeah. We're lame.
I don't think we're lame. I think we're just pretty regular.
Yeah. But thank you for thinking we're cool.
Yeah.
Hi, LeeAnn and Bert, if he's listening. I just want to let you know that I enjoy all of the podcasts, Wife of the Party. I enjoy the Bertcast and Something's Burning. And I do have a question, but I do want to let you know that listening to all of the podcasts and Bert's stand-up comedy has really been very helpful through all of COVID land. As many people going through Netflix looking for something funny to get through COVID, I stumbled upon Hey Big Boy, laughed my head off till I cried so many times, made my husband watch it with me, still, after a second time watching it, laughed my head up so many times, cried laughing, made both my kids, who are just a little bit older than yours, watch it. We all died laughing every time. If my husband just wants to take a nap on the couch and listen to something, that's what we put on every time. We got to see Bert when he came to our town, and we look forward to seeing you in Orange Beach at the Fully Loaded Festival.
That was so fun.
However, my question is, since my kids are just a little bit older, we are enjoying thoroughly empty nesting, and I have heard Bert say that he was taking the fall off. So I haven't heard either one of you on either of your podcasts say anything about your plans for empty nesting once you drop your kids off to college this fall and you truly just have the doggies at home. So just interested to know if you're planning on taking a big vacation together, you're just going to have fun walking around the house naked. Anyway, just enjoy listening to you and am blessed by all of your positive energy. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you. What are we going to do?
Well, oddly enough, it's taking 9 months off still includes work. We still do podcasts. And so we come to the office. We have partners that we work with, and we have a vodka we've launched. And so there is a lot of work that goes into it. But I will say,
we will be home alone.
I am really looking forward to waking up naked and getting in the pool naked and having coffee naked in the pool. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, naked's not high on my list too. We were naked a lot before we had kids. I don't know why, but we just were. I slept naked. I just always have been always been naked, I guess. And so I'm looking forward to that too.
We have vacations planned. Today was, and I'm not probably oversharing, but candidly, I'm planning a European leg of a tour in 2025. And it was the first time that we got to look at it as a team, as opposed to LeeAnn looking at how long I'd be gone and look at where we could go together. And we, for the first time in my European tour, it won't be every night a show, every night fly, every night travel, every day travel. It's going to be really like elongated and fun. And we're organizing it so that LeeAnn gets to see the world a little more. I've gotten to see the world a lot. Like I've gotten to see a lot, being on Travel Channel and traveling. And it was really cool to look at it and go, it was fun. It was the first time I ever looked at a tour and I was like, hey, do you want to go to Paris for a few days? Like, and listen, I have to say this. I know that this is probably raising your head. You must go, oh, that seems like nice, but it is work for me. And, those markets aren't huge markets for me. So we're going in and we're looking at it as like a paid vacation. But traveling is one thing I love to do. I love to travel. I want to spend time at the beach with LeeAnn. I want to do things that like I always thought married couples did. Both our girls are out tonight.
Yep.
And we were like, what are we going to do with ourselves?
What are we going to do? As we've been on tour with this huge group of people or with our kids all the time. So I don't know. I think the naked part is true. I think we'll end up going out with friends more often than we have in years and years because we'll have so many nights of just the two of us. So I think we have a lot of friends. So I think we'll end up spending time with friends.
And my schedule lends itself to traveling in a fun way. Like, when I do Two Bears with Tommy in Austin, I'm there for, 3-4 days. We're at the place now where LeeAnn can go and stay with me in Austin. And we can enjoy ourselves in Austin and go out to dinner and Tom not doing it, be in a rush to get out 4 episodes in 2 days. Or say if I go up to do a one night in Santa Barbara, LeeAnn can go, I'm going to hop on the bus with you and we'll go up there together and we'll spend some time in Santa Barbara and slow roll our way back. It's really a joy in that my job has always been taking away from my family. And now I get to take what is my remaining family with me. And I think we'll be running up on the girls at college a bunch. Just surprised, Trump. Just surprised. Hey.
Well, I can say this, based on the Fully Loaded festival we just did, we were together for 3 weeks. Every day. I thought we would have a lot more hiccups. I thought we would be arguing just because it's a small space and it's inarguably your space. It's not my space. And I just thought we'd have a lot more issues. And we had literally we had so much fun.
I kept saying, I can't believe how much I like this.
Yep. I was surprised.
We went to Hiawassee, Georgia. It was one of my favorite things I've ever done on the road. Went in the small town, went to the Huddle House. Went by an outdoors shop, stopped at a bait shop. They gave us moonshine. We bought fishing rods. LeeAnn went into the lake, went swimming, took a lake bath. We took chairs out. We drank moonshine, smoked a joint. I did. And we went bass fishing at until 2 a.m.
It was so fun.
And it was funny shit.
Yeah, it's so fun. So I think we'll start doing more of that.
Yes.
More of that. Like long-term goals, it'll look more like that, where I'll go on the road, maybe not all the time, but sometimes.
We had talked about going to France or going to somewhere for an extended stay, and I still want to do that. I want it to be...
May not work just yet.
We may have to push that depending on what 2025 looks for us. And we also don't want to just totally bail on our kids and have our kids feel like their parents have just forsaken them.
I know, right?
One of the things as a kid is you want to feel like you can always come home if you need to.
And that you know where your parents are.
Yeah.
You know that they're, in California at home. So I hope that answered your question. Summer's in full swing, and you know what that means. Temperatures are hot, grills are hot, and the deals are hotter than fire at Omaha Steaks. That's right. America's original butcher is heating up the summer with blazing hot deals on mouthwatering grilling favorites, guaranteed to tantalize your taste buds. For a limited time, you can get scorching savings on legendary flavor during the Hotter Than Fire sale at omahasteaks.com. Every package is carefully curated by the flavor experts at Omaha Steaks to deliver an exceptional experience, and they start at just $99. Plus, as a bonus to my listeners, get an extra $10 off with promo code WIFE at checkout. From exquisite steaks to legendary burgers, premium pork to air-chilled chicken, Omaha Steaks is guaranteed to make your summer worth savoring. Shop the Hotter Than Fire sale today and get exclusive savings on mouthwatering packages starting at just $99. Plus, get an extra $10 off with promo code WIFE at checkout. This offer is only available for a limited time, and you're not going to want to miss it. So shop today before these deals go up in smoke. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code WIFE at checkout. I literally yesterday just placed 2 orders, one for my dad and one for my aunt. It's both of their birthdays on July 20th and 21st. I loaded up their freezer with steaks, with chicken fried steak, with baguettes. I bought baguettes. I bought twice baked potatoes, and I bought the chocolate cream pie because that is their favorite. Literally yesterday. Summer is heating up, and so are the deals at Omaha Steaks. From perfectly aged, so tender steaks to juicy burgers and so much more. Omaha Steaks is your summer grilling headquarters, and right now, you can shop exclusive packages starting at $99 during the Hotter Than Fire sale at omahasteaks.com. Plus, get an extra $10 off when you use promo code WIFE at checkout. And every purchase is backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. Simply go to omahasteaks.com and shop the Hotter Than Fire sale today before these deals go up in smoke.
Hey, LeeAnn. Huge fan of the podcast. I think you've got a great show with really neat perspective and awesome guests. And my question is actually about something that came up during your interview on Lauren Compton's podcast. And it's regarding the co-ed belching contest that you won during college that you mentioned. I am absolutely fascinated by this fact, and I want to hear more about it. But I also wanted to ask if you still possess these great burping skills and would be able to show them off right now on your podcast.
Oh, my God.
That's my question. Thanks.
Okay, so here's the circumstance of the co-ed burping contest I went to. I was a Kappa Delta at West Georgia College, and Kappa Delta had a conference at Florida State University. I was on Panhellenic. And Panhellenic, all the Greek government representatives from Kappa Delta and from other fraternities, I guess, went to Florida State for this conference. And there was a co-ed belching contest, and I just freaking dominated it. It was a really good belcher. Always, though, with beer, right? I'd have to drink a little bit of beer, and then I could just like let it rip. So I won this contest, and I had a plaque, and I gave it to my dad. It was on his living room wall for a long time. So that's what that's about. I drank a lot of beer growing up. I drank a lot of beer, like a lot. I mean, you know what's really funny? I find really fascinating. I'm not like you at all, Bert, obviously. And I didn't party like you in college, but I partied my ass off in college. I funneled beers. I did keg stands. I shotgun beers. I drank a lot in college and wasn't really healthy with it. So, yeah, I was that girl that got shoved through a dorm window because she was too drunk to go through the door. You know, just really drank a lot. So anyway, that's how I won the Florida State Kappa Delta Conference, Panhellenic Greek Council Conference. I think it was 1988 or 89.
What fucking? Oh, that's right. I forgot you're old.
Yeah, I'm older than you. Yeah, you were still in high school,
I was
little
still
boy.
in high school. I was just, I had my dreams about me still then.
You did. I could totally demonstrate my belch skills, but I don't have a beer, so I can't really belch like that. Can we get
with
2
beers, Halston?
So yeah, I'll have to kill a beer and see if I can belch. I belched at Beer Olympics. That's how I got through chugging the beers. I had to stop and belch.
Yeah,
I would have thrown up.
Yeah, LeeAnn was a monster at Beer Olympics.
I think I did a good job.
You did a great job.
I was pretty proud of myself. Will Compton told me, he said, "Fuck you, LeeAnn," which was I was pretty excited about, and then had massive guilt about.
Yeah, I'll try to burp.
I felt bad later because
still here?
I felt really bad later because it was his event and he was cheering for me the first round, but he beat me. So I went up against his competition, and then he got mad and said, "Fuck you, LeeAnn."
By the way, I had one of my favorite beers I've ever had last night.
What was it?
At that Vietnamese restaurant. I just had a beer, and I have not enjoyed the taste of beer by itself. I've been just drinking.
What?
I'm waiting for it.
Waiting for me to drink? Here, hold on. This is probably not very healthy.
Just chug it. It's so fucking hot.
It needs to be a little warmer. All right, let's see. Mm-mm. Now watch. I'm going to have performance anxiety. I won't be able to belch. That was a small one, though. It didn't really count. It's another pretty good one.
Better than I can do.
Is it pretty gross?
No, it's not gross.
It's not gross.
After oral sex, LeeAnn burps really bad.
I do not.
Just kidding.
See, these are pretty lame.
Yeah, they're pretty lame.
They're pretty lame.
You should hear a queef. It's pretty aggressive.
Oh my God. All right. You know, you're always better at these things in your 20s when you're well practiced.
Yeah.
Should we go on to another caller and see if a burp?
Yeah, see if a burp shows up.
Hi, this is Bayer Haylock from Stockton, California. I got a question for you. What is your favorite movie, and why is it your favorite movie?
I love this guy. I love this guy.
Why?
What is your favorite movie, and why is it your favorite movie? Such a great fucking question. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. And why? Gosh, you know, it's changed throughout time, I think. Okay. I know what it is, but I'm kind of embarrassed to say it because it's not actually a movie. It's a mini series. How old am I? Did I just date myself entirely? My favorite thing to watch over and over again is Pride and Prejudice.
I knew it was going to be. I knew it was.
It's Pride and Prejudice, but it's the Colin Firth one from like the 90s. It's the BBC miniseries. So it's not really a movie, but it is. It's like a 5-hour long movie. That's my favorite movie. I watched that. I think I've probably watched it 20 times, and I will tell you why. And I don't know that I've ever told you this. I think I'm Lizzie, and I think that you are Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy the stud.
Mr. Darcy is the one everybody hates in the beginning, but then realizes he's actually the really great guy.
Well, I don't know which one. He's the dork.
He's Colin Firth.
I don't know. I don't remember. I've just tried to sit through it. I have a hard time.
I didn't really put that 2 and 2 together until not too long ago. But Lizzie was the one that was like, I will only accept love, true love. And she was in love with the person she didn't realize she was in love with for a long time. And she thought he was a bad guy, and he ended up being a good guy. So it was all about misunderstanding. And even though that plot piece isn't right, the two characters, I think, are right. Even though Mr. Darcy is very kind of put together and very quiet, the ethics of Mr. Darcy is who you are.
Interesting.
Mr. Darcy's ethics is you. So I just love that. I've watched it so many times. Not the Keira Knightley one.
Oh, interesting.
That one. I also like Jane Eyre. I've watched that movie a bunch. So boring. I'm so old, lady. What's your favorite movie and why?
Well, mine. I think for the longest time, mine was either Fletch or Fight Club.
Mm-hmm.
Fight Club helped me figure out who I was because I was just lost as a dude, and I felt like I needed. I love the energy of Fight Club. I think it's just such a great fucking movie. I love the way it closes.
That's pretty good.
So that guy, I hope you listened to the question before.
I know,
He's
right?
like, why the fuck are they burping on this? I love Fletch. I love the Caddyshack. I love the time.
But you only said was your favorite movie. It's only one. Well, if we're going to do that, I'll go through my list.
Okay. I'm going to say Fletch because I can watch Fletch and it puts a warm blanket over me and I know the lines and I know where it's going and I can sit and I've watched it maybe 5,000 times. I can watch Fletch over and over and over again. I love Fletch.
At one time, I could recite Airplane from start to finish without the movie.
Really?
Yes. In my 20s, I watched Airplane so much, I could recite that entire movie.
I have to say, I've never been a fan of horror movies. And last night we watched The Sixth Sense. And there was a moment I had in there where I started to realize those horror movies are a connection with the supernatural sometimes.
Yeah.
I believe that when you get chills, whatever that, for laughing has always been my currency, but being scared is not. I don't like being scared.
No. You don't?
No, I don't. But that fear that you have when you get chill bumps up your back, when you see the person walk past him and he's in the bathroom peeing, that fucking thing is real. It's very real to be scared.
Real. Yeah.
And I just was like, I want to watch another scary movie and see if it happens again.
The last scary movie I watched, do you remember it?
The Ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sat between you and Lorenzo. And Lorenzo grabbed me and screamed through the whole fucking movie. I've never been to see a scary movie again.
Scary movies fuck me up. I also have a hard time with any movie where they take away someone's free will, meaning anything
like Shawshank,
like Shawshank, like 9 Years a Slave, like Schindler's List, anything like that. It really fucks me up. It really fucks me up because I have a weird thing about free will. And the idea that there was a time where that was leveraged against people and you also didn't get to, that really fucks me up. So I can't watch anything like that. I can't watch a movie where the guy's lying for whatever reason, like he's got a secret and you don't know what it is, but you know it's a secret. There's a movie called The Visitor, I think it is, and it's about this dude who comes back to his best friend from war, to his family, to say he is friends with their son and he's passed and he's got a secret. I started watching that. I immediately, and then, by the way, it's a good movie. I had to stop and just Wikipedia what happened because I was like, I can't do this.
Can't finish
it just makes me very uncomfortable.
What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
I can't do that. I refuse to shit on anyone's movie, and I'll tell you why. Because no one ever makes a movie wanting it to suck.
Well, that's true.
And so that hard work's hard work, and the fact that it didn't pan out doesn't mean anything to me. I will not critique someone's. It's the same thing with bad stand-up or bad art. Because what's bad stand-up today may be brilliant stand-up, and I've seen that happen, and people will be blown away by that. And same with bad music. Like I'm not going to shit on Corey Feldman, and people shit on him a lot, and because he's trying and he's achieving, he is doing it. And so but I can appreciate that it's not the best music. Like when Big J talks about it, I can appreciate it very much what Big J is talking about. But I try not to celebrate negativity and shit on stuff, because I've been guilty of bad stuff.
Good point.
Yeah.
I like that. See, you are Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy would have said that too. Maybe we should watch the 5-hour miniseries tonight and you can see what I mean.
Oh.
By Mr. Darcy.
Hi, this is Zaire Haylock calling from Stockton, California. Do you guys have a favorite action movie? Because mine's Demolition Man.
He's adorable. Well, it's The Machine, right?
Probably the best action movie ever made in the last 50 years of The Machine, I'd say.
Last 50 years?
Can I just tell you that we were so ahead of our time, and I'm gonna toot my own horn for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We did the slap boxing stuff before it got as big as it is.
I know, right?
We did slap boxing stuff. I heard someone say the other day, I'm gonna show them a thing called man strength or dad strength, and
Yeah.
I was like, I said that in the fucking movie.
You did.
Like there was. I don't think we purposefully were ahead of our times. It was just we'd seen slap boxing. I think everyone had seen it.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of that movie.
Me
I
too.
really am proud of that movie, and I'm very proud of the action scenes because I'm not an action star.
I'm very proud of that movie too. It's a really good, fun movie. I'm sure. Now, besides that movie,
Yes, obviously.
what's your
that's a
favorite
joke.
action movie?
Favorite action movie?
Favorite action movie.
I mean, it's fuck. I mean, this is so simple. It's got to be John Wick.
Oh,
John Wick is so fucking good.
is it good? I've
It
never
is-
seen it.
It is so fucking. Keanu Reeves is the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always said Tom Cruise is worth every cent they pay him
Mm-hmm.
because his action movies are fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But man, John Wick, Keanu Reeves is so fucking good. He's got a clumsy little body, you know?
Mhm.
Like he doesn't run right, and he doesn't like he holds things weird, and he talks interesting. But that all adds up. It's the same thing you say. When I just said I will never shit on someone's movie, and someone goes something that could be mocked. Like when Keanu Reeves was young, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm Keanu Reeves" or whatever. They'd make fun of him. Dude, it works so good for me. It's my safe place. When I hear Keanu Reeves be Keanu Reeves, I go, fuck yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my fucking guy. So any of those dudes that made fun of Keanu Reeves back in the 90s about him being Keanu Reeves, he's the fucking man. He's the fucking man. John Wick is so goddamn good.
That's cool. I've never seen John Wick.
All the John Wicks are good.
I've never seen him. I think my favorite action movie might be Die Hard. I can't
did I
not
answer
watch
first?
Die Hard. I can't. If it's on, I watch it. Bruce Willis is so charming and so regular, and it's just such a great, complex yet very simple movie. I love that movie. I think it's a perfect action movie. It's my favorite.
That's the greatest answer.
I love Die
Is
Hard.
Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I do not think so.
Okay, next caller. Please be the kid from Stockton.
Hi, this is Zaire Haylock. I was wondering, do you have a favorite James Bond movie?
Oh, can I tell you something? I called Andrew Hobson about this the other day. I woke up.
Andrew Hobson's my cousin.
I called him the other day. I woke up early and I was like, I'm going to watch James Bond all day today. I used to watch James Bond movies with my dad all day long when I was a kid. And I don't know what it was. I just woke up and wanted to watch James Bond. So I watched The Spy Who Loved Me. And then I watched Moonraker in the same day, just back to back. And then I got busy and had to do other things. But it's so fun to watch those. I was a Roger Moore James Bond fan. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
I have to say that they're still pretty freaking awesome. I loved them. I've watched a couple of Pierce Brosnans, but I don't remember if I saw Daniel Craig. I don't remember seeing him as
I did. I
Bond.
saw them all. They're really fucking great.
They are?
Hey, Halston, can you check to see if my Octopussy is the one where it's all set in the Bahamas, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's where they're on the boat, and then he gets caught up in the rope, and they pull him behind the boat,
And he
and
goes
he drags through the water, and he goes to the coral.
I think so.
I think it's Octopussy. That's my fucking favorite one.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking.
Where they come up and they go, and go back down.
God damn it!
The Spy Who Loved Me is pretty good.
Octopussy is the fucking shit. I remember who I saw that with: Brian Callahan and Eric Knuppel.
Yeah.
And we were like, Octopussy, and then they're like, you know what that means, right? I was like, what? And they're like, pussy, and I went, oh, shut the fuck up! They put that in the title. And then I watched it, and that is the guy I am. Is that those shots, that beautifulness of the Bahamas and Miami or wherever they are in the Virgin Islands, that clear water with sharks and boats and rope, and I just love that movie. I fucking love that movie.
I like The Spy Who Loved Me. That was cool. That was with
I love this fucking caller, by the way. We could just do phone calls from this caller.
Ringo Starr's wife is in that movie.
Oh,
Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh,
Barbara
Mazzy Star.
Barbara Bach.
Barbara Bach. Yeah.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Her
like
brother
that one.
Sebastian's a great guitarist.
Shut up. They are not related. I like this. I think it's fun.
I
Do
like
you
it too. I like it too. I wish that we had done the beer burping at the very beginning.
Why?
I don't know. This beer just feels so good right now. It just, and I love you. I love you with a beer.
When I have a little loose.
I love when you're a little loose.
Should we talk about Beer Olympics now that we're here a little bit? Or should we not?
No, we absolutely can. I would love to. I don't want to lose Cotty, so we have 10-pound of crab legs showing up here.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we can stop.
Nope.
It's 5:30.
Ugh. So, real quick, Beer Olympics.
Did you have fun this year?
I have to say, I probably had more fun only because it was nice to have a finite time that we could be there. Me and Shane were there for like 10 hours last year.
Right. That would have been a lot.
And I got to say, Shane was a lot of fun, but he was, and I would say this to Shane, he was not as much fun as you.
No?
Because Shane had a lot of anxiety about it.
Why?
Because it's intense. When you're just a bro there, there's a lot of energy of like, dude, you better step the fuck up, you know? And because you were my partner, everyone was rooting for us.
Right.
So it was a very different energy. And I had probably more fun with you than I would have had with any partner that I could have ever imagined.
Oh, that's so nice.
But here's the other thing is like Shane and I went in and we were nervous. You went in fucking guns ablazing, hair on fire going, let's get after it. And you were like, I'm drinking beer today. And you killed 3 beers in I think what would be like 45 seconds. I guess that was your time, I think.
I think that was my time. It was intense.
But you had so much, you really enjoyed yourself and you jumped in both feet first and just had a fucking blast with it. And it made it so enjoyable. And what I found fucking so enjoyable is I am not someone who knows quite often I don't know who the celebrity is, especially in sporting circles. But I did know a lot of those guys from doing it last year. And once you know them, you go, oh, they're badasses. You did not know
anybody.
any of them.
I didn't know anybody.
And so when you're grabbing Michael Chandler's back going, he's so tight. He's so tight.
I didn't know
I was like, yeah,
he was.
He should be. He's training for a fight. And when you went, you're Waka Flocka Flame? What's a Waka Flocka Flame? Like there was so many great moments like that you just had.
I didn't embarrass you? Maybe a little bit?
There's no embarrassment. And then when we all got in the pool, and then it was such a blast. And the fact that like, you know, I have to say that, you know, there's a few people in this world that I've become close with, meaning that I've opened my heart up to and said, I want them in my life because they are positive people. And, you know, Feidelberg, Kevin, fucking Will and Taylor, Glenny Balls, Big Cat, PFT, like those are people that I know, but like I never would have tried to be friends with because I just go, I'm not going to see you enough.
Yeah,
I'll do your podcast. We'll be friendly, but like, and then in a weird way, I've gotten really, and you know, they may not feel this way about me, but I feel very close with those guys. Where if I could text or call them and talk, and having you there and sharing that side of my life with all those guys who really just fucking welcome you with open arms.
They totally
all of them did.
100%.
It was like really fucking cool. one of the coolest events ever. I said, without a doubt, I will be there 100% next year. No questions asked. I said it last year and I did it. We'll do the same next year. It is such a great event. My only thing is I wish I could help bring in more people that they want. I would love more comedians there, although it's their vibe is their vibe. It's all the bros, it's all the athletes, it's the barstool guys. It's the perfect vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I really am bummed Jake Paul didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
Because he would have loved it.
Yeah.
And he needs that. I said this to him, but he needs that energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got adjacent energy to those dudes.
Right.
And
Totally. Well, here's what I will say. I did feel completely welcome. I thought I was going to walk into a place where I would have to like sit in the corner by myself because I just wasn't sure what to expect, especially based on what you guys said from the year before. I was like, you're like trying to drown each other in the pool and throwing people around. And I'm just going to sit over in the corner by myself. And then as soon as we walked in, Maddie and her name slips my mind. The chick team, they were like, "Oh my God, another girl!" And I was like, "Oh my God, 2 girls, and you're a team." And they were like, "Oh my God, if you're here, I feel so much better." And then it made me feel better because they were there, right? Because Victoria was with us, but she's obviously not competing.
Yeah,
and so that made me feel better. And then Will and Taylor are the nicest guys ever. And then every single person I met was super nice. And then I started thinking, I know this environment entirely. My dad used to pull the mattress off his bed and put it in the living room, and they would wrestle and take bets on who would win the wrestling matches in my living room. So I know exactly what this bro environment was.
You grew up with
I
dudes.
had so much fun.
You grew up with so many men like those men.
Yes.
That I started to feel a little bit out of place. So I was like, oh, I'm the boy she brought into that group because you connected with everyone. I mean,
I know exactly who those guys are.
Can you imagine? Do you have perspective now of how fucking much of a Superman Michael Chandler was when Shane and I were getting this shit kicked us out of in the pool, and I copped up for air and I went, "Michael Chandler, help!" And he fucking ripped his hat off, ripped his shirt off, jumped in, and started fucking people up for us.
Well, I personally love that guy. His wife was lovely.
Yeah,
she's
awesome,
beautiful.
Michael Chandler just started a new tequila called Hiatus Tequila. Okay. We have a bottle downstairs. We should take it home and have a glass tonight.
We should toast to.
We should open
Michael
up and we'll all do a shot of Michael Chandler's tequila and send it to him.
We could do that.
Let's do that.
But I had so much fun with him. I was watching Christian and Jimmy play.
Oh, Christian and Jimmy were there.
I had so much fun with Christian. I don't know that Jimmy knew what to do with me. But Christian and I were talking the whole time, and I was trying to cheer them on. And then in the moment, I was behind Michael Chandler and his partner going, slow down with your flip, going too fast. And they started slowing down and they started winning. And then I just followed them from match to match and stood behind them and went, slow down, take a breath. And they started winning. And then Will saw that I was doing that. In the middle of it, he goes, "Fuck you, LeeAnn. Fuck you know what? Fuck you. You beat us. And now I'm going against you with the competition." So that's what's happening. And then later when I was sober, I felt really bad. So I feel really bad. I feel sorry because it was Will invited me and Will was cheering for me.
I've seen so much worse at that event, and what you did does not hold a candle to what I've seen.
Yeah, but I felt really bad. I hope that I don't think Will remembers.
David Bakhtari said one time to a guy, guy goes, "Hey man, I'm so glad I got to meet you and become your friend." He goes, "We're not fucking friends. I didn't come here to make fucking friends. I came here to win." And he just stormed off his wife. I love that dude. That's a badass.
But I did feel really welcomed. I felt like, I don't know, it was really, really fun. It was really, truly one of the most fun days I've had I felt completely at home.
Yeah.
I really did. The stupid ass guys I grew up with are just like all those guys. I completely understood every single dude there. I loved it. I had so much fun. So thank you for taking me as your partner.
Well, thank you
and
for
no
Will
pressure
and
to
Taylor.
take me next year. I'm happy to go, but
to Will, I'm going to try to do a little bit of a younger chick next year.
Oh,
I'm going to bring Georgia.
Oh my God. She'll be
21. She'll be 21. I'll bring Georgia to fucking.
That might be crazy.
No, I'm not. Thank you to Will and Taylor. Thank you to all
Yeah,
the guys,
thank
Mike
you.
Chandler, everyone that was at this year. Everyone, thank you for
Christian and Jimmy for coming
thank you.
out.
Yeah, Christian and Jimmy. Make sure to check out the Real Bros of Simi Valley.
Yep.
Is streaming right now on. All right, that's a wrap. We got it. That was great.